Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media. Today is a Thursday, and I'm having my brothers, my co host, and my brother, Mr. Miguda and Kevin Obura. Actually, we are here just to say a word of thank you to our viewers who have been supporting us and subscribers because we are almost ending the year. So maybe before we go into the discussion of today, may I take this opportunity to introduce Mr. Miguda to say a one or two for our viewers and subscribers.
Thank you very much, Brother Benson. To our viewers and subscribers, we would like to tell you that as we are closing our year, continue viewing, subscribe, and also share the link with other people so that we can grow our media. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Makobura, what do you say?
First, let me take this opportunity first to thank God because He just started some months ago. And so far, we've made a good step, and we are hoping and we pray that one day we'll be one of those big channels. Second, I want to take this opportunity to thank all the people who have been supporting us by subscribing, watching, or all those people who have been subscribing, liking, and also watching our channel. We thank them for their support, and we promise that we'll always try our best to give them the right information concerning the issues that are affecting the people of Kenya, and also the important issues that are touching the lives of Kenyans as well.
Okay, thank you very much. And without taking too much time, today we just want to focus about His Excellency the President, about his promises that he made to Kenyans. Ever since he was elected, when you reflect back on his campaign, he made so many promises. But from the look of things, the promises are not being fulfilled, especially to the hustlers. One of the phrases whereby he said that hii serikali tutaitengeneza na nyinyi, you see that tutafanya, tutatenga, tutafanya, the tutatenga thing, has always been there. But now when we reflect on the government, and I feel like it's struggling to fulfill the promises that he made to Kenyans. Maybe your take, Mr. Makobura.
Okay, first, on the issue of governance and the leadership of His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, I think he's had a lot of challenges fulfilling the promises that he promised the people of Kenya. And among the issues that are really touching the lives of the people of Kenya is not being able to really look into those issues like the cost of living, which is a very essential thing and a very important thing in the lives of the people of Kenya, is not being able to reduce the cost of living, and that is a big problem that the people of Kenya are facing. So the problem that I think the president made is he overpromised, and I think that was not right for him, especially him having been in the previous government, the second person in the second most powerful person in the last government. I have this belief that he understood how government is being run. He understood what he was capable of doing. He understood the promises that he was promising the people and what he would be able to deliver. Uh, that is where he messed because he understood everything, but he just decided to overpromise. Now he can't fulfill because that is the driver. Is found that it's tough to drive a, a bus that is carrying many passengers. So it is a challenge to him. Yeah, We've seen that since he took the reins of power.
What about you, Mr. Miguda? What can you say about the challenges the president is facing, especially fulfilling the promises he made to Kenyans?
Personally, I would not refer to it as a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd like to look at it, look at the president from individual perspective. Mr. Ruto, not as the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ruto, if you can recall very well, when they were in Jubilee, that is the URP and TNA of Uhuru Kenyatta 2013, they promised heaven, but they delivered hell at the end of the 10 years. They promised laptops to the children, especially Ruto was the one who was talking about laptops. He also promised about building 6 stadiums, which he never did any. So I think by 2017, when he was the deputy president,
Mm-hmm.
by the time he was campaigning, the opposition were asking him, those things which you are saying right away, why can't you do them because you are the deputy president in the office?
Mm-hmm.
So I would look at it that by the time he campaigned last elections, he promised many things, but we ought to have held him into accountable for the previous promises because he has been the government for the last 10 years. The things he promised in 2013, 2017, he has never delivered anyone. So right now, he's not struggling. What he's doing in right now is trying to implement the things he never promised. Like during campaign, we never had things like uh, high taxation, selling of KICs, for example, or shutting down the post bank. So I think Mr. Ruto, as an individual person, is someone who promised things which he cannot deliver, or simple terms, is a politician who lies to the people. That's how I want to look at it.
We can't hear you. I think you're muted.
There's one of our fan is asking Mr. Miguda, which helped Mr. Miguda to pay Sirikali time. So what do you say to our?
Okay. I think our viewer did not hear me clearly from. I did not say that right now. Hell, I've said 2013. They promised, for instance, they promised that they will give kids laptops, the pupils. But
Mhm.
today, 2025,
I
pupils do
think
not have
we
those
have.
laptops. Again, he promised that he will build 60, which Mr. Ado did not build. So I'm trying to put him into accountable for the previous promises he made in 2013, not this 2022. This one we are giving him time. Not that we're not giving him time, but I've just said that this one is implementing the things he did not promise. So I think my word did not get me very clear. They promised, they delivered hell for the last 10 years. They did not deliver whatever they promised. That's a fact.
Uh, to add on that,
Mhm.
I think the tactic that this government used to get into power,
Mhm.
I would say they simply rode on pure lies.
Mhm.
These are things, the manifesto that they gave the people of Kenya, they never really believed in that manifesto. They never really, it was a manifesto that was just being used by the president and his allies so that they would get into power. Because if you try to look into the issues that were they really talked about in their manifesto, very few are being implemented. Majority are things that they never actually talked about, that
Mhm.
they're trying to now introduce to the people. Things to do with the taxation. It was an issue that His Excellency the President, together with his lieutenants, they were very clear from the word go that they would do their best to decrease the taxes,
Mhm.
uh, the taxes and the prices of products that were really high. And I remember when they were on a campaign trail, he himself, Mr. President, together with the people he appointed, the CS and some members of parliament, they
Mhm.
were very clear when His Excellency, the former president, wanted to increase the fuel levy from 8 to 16, and that they said that maybe the former president never really understood the difficulty that the people of Kenya were going through.
Mm.
And for that reason, they offered themselves as saviors, that when they got into power, they would simply reduce the prices of everything. But it is really opposite of what they really talked about.
Okay, just to talk about what Miguda kind of like touched on about the Jubilee administration, and when you look back when the Jubilee administration was their manifesto, they were launching their manifesto. Actually, uh, the president now, then he was the deputy president. He was the deputy president of the former president right now. He the way he was so much vocal on the things that they are doing. Talk about stadium, talk about laptops, all those projects, and none of those actually were actualized for the 10 years they were in the government. And if you're very keen enough, people usually say that the previous government, I don't think this is a previous government, because this government is a continuation of a Jubilee. This is a Jubilee government, it's a continuation. Because if you look at the people who are holding very, very decisive offices are still there in the parliament. Take, for example, Kimani Ichung'wah. Kimani Ichung'wah was the chairman of budget committee. Look, for example, Attorney General, he was the speaker. Look again,
CS
uh,
Transport, more common.
Murkomen was in the Senate, and they were, so this is just like a continuation of Jubilee government, because even the majority of the MPs that are there, uh, they are coming from areas that voted Jubilee 100%. So even the president himself right now, he was in the government. So when sometimes they say that the previous administration, the only thing that have changed is the change of guard. The president, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta is no longer the president, but his deputy is now the president. So anything that happened in the previous government, I think the president is aware of, and maybe he's just like using one of the tactics that is used in the world of politics, that is called the politics of lying. That is usually a strategy when you look at international politics. That is a strategy whereby any leader can use for you to win election, or for you to keep your fanatical base um, active in politics by discussing about you. So that is something that is happening. So he's still struggling to fulfill those promises. And I don't know, on your rough estimate, is there any thing that any of the projects that you can say ever since the Dr. William Ruto uh, became president, is there something that tangible that you can count that he has done for the country?
If you ask me anything that His Excellency Mr. William Samoei Ruto has done since he got into office,
Mm.
personally, I can't really see any serious thing that is done that is touching the lives or making easy the lives of the people of Kenya,
Mm.
or either reducing the cost of living.
Uh,
At this point of time, the most important thing that His Excellency the President would have looked into was the cost of living. Remember, he got into office when the cost of living was high, and the people of Kenya expected that when he got into power, he would find ways of reducing the cost of living. He's never really done that. So, and that was the main issue, and that is the reason why even so many people went to demonstrate, because of the high
mm,
cost of living, and it has not been solved. That is the serious number one thing, that if we were to rate His Excellency William Ruto, or we were
mhm,
supposed to say that he's done something, then the
mhm,
most important thing that is touching the lives of Kenya, that is the cost of living, has not been looked into. For that reason, to me, there's nothing that is touching the lives of people of Kenya that His Excellency the President has tried to focus on to ensure that the lives of the people of Kenya is something that they can manage.
Uh, you, Mr. Miguda, is there anything or some tangible that you can point out that His Excellency has done, yeah, to the people of Kenya?
Mr. William Ruto has not done anything that we can give him credit right away. Maybe we can give him time the way our viewers are saying. But for now, he has not done anything because, first, he has even failed as the president. And his functions are well uh, prescribed in the constitution that the function of the president is a symbol of national unity.
Mm,
He himself, he has even failed to bring Kenyans together.
mm,
Mr. During handshake.
mhm. Miguda, is
But
that?
symbol of national unity to bring Kenyans together. Number two, Mr. Ruto, he has tried through parliament uh, amend the Article 43 of the Constitution. But that is it is the constitution. Things like affordable housing, healthcare, education. Those are constitutional requirements. So they are in the constitution. So it should not brag that he has provided affordable housing or he has introduced universal health coverage. Those are our universal and inalienable rights as Kenyans. We don't beg for them. They are our basic rights and our fundamental freedom. So,
Mhm,
Mr. Ruto has not done anything since he get into office,
mhm.
which we say. Let us give him time, and we will see whether he will do anything, even after 4 years. But for now, no, he hasn't done anything.
Okay, but anyway, we I don't know, but like when you listen to the quarters that support the president, they usually feel like a president has really achieved a lot of um, I've done a lot of projects. If you listen to some MPs or members of parliament who are allied to him, they say on how, especially when it comes to production, uh, you know, subsidized fertilizer has been given. When it comes to educational sector, there are people who have been in like college that have gotten the
I
money.
think
Mhm,
on that whole issue, when we talk about production, those things doesn't really add up. It's
mhm,
no way. Suppose if you tell me that the cost of fertilizer is was 7,000 and then it came to, let's say, 3,000 or
mhm,
5,000.
mhm,
If you reduce the cost of fertilizer, but then the
mhm,
cost of plowing the land, the
mhm,
cost of labor, the people who
mhm.
are going to work on the to weed on the farm is still high, that you haven't really helped the people.
Yeah.
There is again, there's so many things that one would use in a farm. It's just not fertilizer. Fertilizer is not everything that a farmer
Mm,
would need. It is just
mm,
one of the basic things that you would require, of course.
mhm,
So that is, to me, that is not anything that is done that we should applaud or we should say is done something, because lowering the cost of living but not ensuring that the cost of plowing, fuel. Right now, if, for example, you hire a tractor to go and plow your land, it is very costly. So it's just the same as if, let's say, if you were to plow in those years, you'd use, let's say, 5,000 in an acre. But currently, it's even more than double. Probably you'd be charged 12,000. How would that really translate to saying that you've reduced the cost of production? Again, when you come to education, education, they're
mhm.
saying that they've reduced of the cost of fees and all those things. That's a lie, because whenever the cost, you cannot say that you've reduced just one product and then expect the people, and then increase the taxes of other things, and then you'll expect the people to say that you've done what you call reduction in the cost of production. That doesn't really translate.
Okay, and maybe there's also something that we are witnessing. I will come to that we are witnessing some of the leaders, especially that started the journey with the DP during the formation of UDA, right now are decampaigning him, especially from central Kenya. You know, just to mention a few, you remember Honorable Waititu Babalao. Yeah, Babalao was one of those leaders from Mount Kenya who started the work when the president or DP then was forming UDA. But I think it was last week uh, Babayao came gun blazing at the president. At the I might quote, he ended up calling even president is a liar. So what 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 could be the reason why leaders who started with the president like Babalao, we have also Kabogo. Kabogo also is one of those leaders right now. He's not talking good about the president. And let it again, we have Wamushomba, Honorable Wamushomba. What could be the reason for all that?
Uh, I think Kenyans or generally politics, you have a political right, political choice. You can choose whoever you want to work with, which party you want to associate with each formation. So Babalao, he used to be DP's president, DP. By the time Ruto was deputy president, he used to be DP ally. And since DP got into office as the president of the Republic of Kenya, Babalao has been, not only him, people who used to be DP's friends has been, for example, I just to mention but a few. Okoth Obado, former governor of Migori, was also DP's ally, but he has not even been appointed. And also Mike Sonko. So Mike Sonko, Waititu, and Obado, those people, DP has sidelined them. So Babalao, one, he might be struggling to make himself visible, or he might be chatting his way out just for his political interest. But I will advise Babalao, because as things stand, Babalao, uh, even if 2027, he cannot be Kiambu governor. He could just chill the way Governor Obado, former governor of Migori, has chilled, and also to wait for DP. Maybe like even Sonko has chilled. So this issue, Babalao, and all those stories are just for his own political interest. Yeah.
Uh, I think on my side, if you ask me the same question, especially about white eating, I would then pose this question to you. For example, Brother Benson, if, for example, today you invite me into this medium, and then you tell me that we are going to talk about politics, but then once we go live, you start discussing issues to do with business. Uh, Point blank, I would simply say that you've lied to me. So what Babalao is really experiencing is one thing. Babalao was a true ally of the president. Uh, we were being told, or sources are saying, that he's one of the people who financed the campaigns of the president. And I remember there was this nice pickup that the current president used to campaign with. It was called, I don't know, the Beast or something like that. At one point, Waititu said that is the person who bought that car and gave the president to do a campaign with. Of course, that car somehow, so many people liked it, and maybe it attracted or some, it brought some attention to the people. Apart from that, again, there was funds that they used to campaign. So it could be that Waititu was promised that maybe he would be given some jobs.
Mhm.
So far, he has not received any job. Again, remember Waititu had so many cases, and at one point
Mhm.
uh, he was a governor, but then he was removed from office. on several accusations by he was actually impeached. So that tells you that maybe Waititu expected that some of the cases that he was facing would be dropped. So far, there's none that has been dropped. But again, Waititu is also clever. He's also saying to himself that why are you not dropping mines, but for some others you've dropped? Does it mean that I never helped you or I was never with you? So to him, he's just facing a betrayal
Mhm.
and should accept the fact that he was used politically. He was
Mm.
the president rode on him. Once he had crossed the river, simply broke the bridge so that Kamboga would not come to the other side. Not Kamboga, Waititu.
Wait.
But again,
Uh,
it is not just Waititu. There are so many politicians from the mountain, like Wamuchomba, that is the MP of Githunguri.
mhm.
Githunguri was a stern supporter of the deputy president. Remember, at some point, she was one of the most fearless women in the Mount Kenya, especially in
Mm.
Kiambu. She really
Mhm.
helped the president to secure a good number of votes. But of late, high expectations
Rebel.
so far has not been met, and for that reason, she's simply resisting and saying to herself that the
Mm.
things that we took to on the table and discussed, and they were promised that they would be helped. The president has not really looked into those issues, so they are really frustrated.
Okay, thank you. There is one of my good friend and a brother. It's called Kenyan Revolutionary. Hey, uko wapi baba? Kama uko nimekupatia hapo link, kuja hapo tuambie mambo ya hii the president. Okay, thank you, Mr. Kevin. You talked about, and one thing that you also have to understand when it comes to Waititu. Remember, Waititu and Sonko are, I think they're the two Jubilee governors that were impeached during the administration of Uhuru Kenyatta. And the main reason to me why they were impeached was because they were kind of like trying to oppose Uhuru Kenyatta, if you can
Yeah, they were
remember.
trying to align themselves to the DP. They were too loyal to the deputy than the
The,
president.
than the president. So that impeachment motion came, and there was this there
Political instigated, yeah.
yeah, political instigated. And what happened is that like then the members of ODM, the members of Jubilee came together and you know made sure in the Senate that they went, because at the same time that their case was brought into the Senate, that's the same time the Anne Waiguru case was also in the Senate the same year. But it happened that Anne Waiguru, despite all that, Anne Waiguru, yeah, was not impeached. The Senate really declined to impeach Anne Waiguru. But this one was after the two political parties, that is the ODM and Jubilee, came together, and Anne Waiguru did not go home. So, and I think Waititu also wanted to get favors from president right now, because he has so many cases in the court that are following him, so that he thought by supporting president, maybe the president might have made a promise to him: you just support me. If I get the presidency, I will make sure that all the cases that you have will be withdrawn from the courts, or you will get appointment. But like as time goes, appointment is not coming, and being outside in the cold, you cannot, nobody listens to you because you don't have that power. So that one might have informed Waititu to start going after president. And not even Waititu, when you look at central Kenya in general, I don't know what ground is saying about the president, whether he still commands uh, the way he used to command during his campaigns. I don't know what you think about that.
Um, Before I jump into your question, the issue of Waititu, what is so special about Waititu? Because even Obado supported Ruto in Nyanza, where he almost even lost his campaign.
But Obado was
or his
Obado,
school.
I think, was even promised the
I
post of
think the issue of
CM.
white,
Mhm.
just let me conclude. I think the issue of Waititu, you said as if the president is the one who withdraw charges. The president does not withdraw charges. Let Waititu follow the due process of the law, and also like other fellas, let Waititu not not bring those shenanigans. You know, Waititu is he just want to he just looking for his own political interest. Not that because he supported the PDP, DP never appointed him, so now he is a, no, that is not the point. Many people supported DP, they have not been
Mr.
rewarded, and they are
Mr.
cool.
Mekuda, allow me to
So
say this.
president does not drop charges for any person. Let him go to
It
court and
is
withdraw
it
those
is true.
charges.
It is true, Mr. Meguda, that the president does not. But this is Kenya. Of course, we have the constitution. We are a constitutional abiding citizens. But the truth of the matter is, the president has influenced the dropping of very serious cases in the Republic of Kenya. And there are so many examples that you can give. One, the deputy president, he had several cases. One was even we were being told that he supplied nothing, but he was awarded 200 million. Immediately they got into power, his cases were dropped. There are so many CS. And remember, the constitution is very clear that any person is supposed to be appointed in the public position. Their record, or chapter 6 is very clear that they should be vetted clearly, and there should be no any issue of uh, there shouldn't be any issue that is still touching them that would then stop them from working. Things to do with court cases and the rest. One, the CS of Agriculture, Linturi, he had several cases before he was appointed. Remember, his cases were dropped. CS Aisha Jomwa, she had several cases, even some among them murder cases. Her cases were dropped. So we have to accept the fact that as much as we believe and we are law abiding citizens and we are being governed by a constitution, we have to accept the fact that the president has several says when it comes to justice that is being given to the citizen of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes, hopefully so. And I mean, Guda talked about Obado. You know, Obado has been been very loyal, especially. And when you look at his political career, it's one of the political careers that are very interesting. That I think one time we need to take time and at least look at Obado in his political career from the time he started vying as a governorship of Migori to the time he kind of like completed his 2 terms. It's one of the political careers in Luoland that has a very significant in terms of politics. Yeah, based on how the Luo region politics plays. But Obado kind of like his, I think, is very unique, and it needs maybe one day we can discuss about it. All right. So I want just to get your view on one video here I'm going to play. As you know, last week I think the president had a roundtable talk with the journalist, and you know, I just want to I want you to just get your view before we go to other matters. Let me try to play it and see how it is.
Tofauti za serikali ili kuepuka hasara ambazo ni ovyo serikalini, na kati ya taasisi hizo ni jumba la KICC.
How much money do we get from KICC? Last year we got 29 million. We get 300 million.
Serikali NTV ilifanya ukaguzi wa ukweli kwenye mahojiano ya rais, na hapa ni maelezo zaidi na Melita Oletengez.
Mnamo tarehe 27 Novemba mwaka 2023, Wizara ya Hazina ya Kitaifa na Mipango ya Kiuchumi ilitangaza mipango ya kubinafsisha taasisi tofauti za serikali ili kuepuka hasara ambazo ni ovyo serikalini, na kati ya taasisi hizo ni jumba la KICC.
How much money do we get from KICC? Last year we got 29 million. The other year we got, I think, 40 million. How much? 40 million. What a waste, you know?
Hata hivyo, mnamo Septemba, usimamizi wa KICC ulitangaza kwamba ulikuwa umejizolea mapato maradufu. Kwa muktasari, milioni 956 katika mwaka 2022-2023. Kati ya Januari na Juni mwaka 2023, milioni 516. Kati ya Julai na Disemba mwaka 2022, milioni 440.9.
Kenya Pipeline Company is a company that is worth 300 billion Kenya shillings. How much?
300 billion.
300 billion. How much money are the people of Kenya getting from Kenya Pipeline? I think it is only once or twice that we have gotten 1 billion a year. Otherwise we get 200 million, we get 300 million.
Kulingana na ripoti ya mkaguzi mkuu, muktasari wa kampuni ya Kenya Pipeline ni kama ifuatavyo. Shilingi bilioni 7.5 kabla ya ushuru Juni mwaka 2023, milioni 6.2 kabla ya ushuru Juni mwaka 2022. Hiyo inaashiria asilimia 21 ya ongezeko kabla ya ushuru.
When we open Post Bank, we lose 3 million. In the last 5 years, we have lost 1 billion shillings every year. How much? 1 billion shillings every year. Because nobody wants to make a decision about Post Bank.
Rais vilevile alisema kuwa benki ya Post Bank inaleta hasara ya shilingi milioni 3 kila siku, ila utafiti wetu unaonyesha hali ni mbaya zaidi. Ripoti ya ukaguzi ya afisi ya mkaguzi mkuu inaelezea benki ya Post Bank kuwa na hasara shilingi bilioni 1.4 hasara ya kila mwaka. Hesabu ya siku 248 za kufanya kazi kila mwaka ina maana kwamba benki hiyo inapoteza shilingi milioni 5.6 kila siku. Huku rais akisisitiza kuwa mageuzi katika sekta ya kahawa yanazaa matunda. Takwimu za uuzaji kahawa Nairobi zinaonyesha biashara imepungua kutoka tani 1000.
Okay, brothers, that is just a video that with courtesy of Nation TV, you know, and they did like an investigative to find out, to fact check what the president was saying. But from all the indication, maybe president did not have the real figures when it came to the interview. What do you think about that?
I think Ruto, being a president, he should, especially when coming to the public, he should always have facts. He should tell the people of Kenya facts. He should tell the people of Kenya truth. He should not just come and start speaking because he wants to justify his statements, why he wants to sell the KCC, why he wants to sell the Kenya pipeline. If he wants to do such kind of things, let him come with facts and then tell the people that, okay, this is the truth here, but this is what I feel, so that the people may also give their point. Not that from 10, he's saying they only get less than 100,000, but the fact finding tells us they are only 5 million away from getting 1 billion. So that really tells you that I think the president has a problem. He's good in sales. I think he would be a good foreign minister, because is this person who uses very nice words to convince the people, but deep down he doesn't care whether he's saying the truth. He just cares about how he gives the message to support his plans or his things that he wants to do. That is not really right, especially for a leader. And him being the president, you know, a president should always speak on facts, pick facts. Should speak or give facts that have been verified, because he's got people who are working behind the scene who should be giving him the right information. If he decides that he wants to pick things or to speak about things which are not truthful, then that really destroys his character as a person.
Okay, Miguda, what do you say about that?
I think the president is still in the campaign mood. He's president. He need to behave like a president. He does not need to behave like a presidential candidate. Mr. Ruto, even during the State of the Nation address, he came to Parliament and whatever he was reading are contrary to whatever he has done for the last 1 year. So, like the issue of the previous interview, he is not factual. It means that he is himself. He doesn't even have those people are advising him before interviews. So you need to stop all this. You need to behave like a president and stop behaving like a president candidate because whatever he was doing was just like someone who is in the campaign mood. He's simply campaigning because in campaign that is where they lie. There are all sorts of lies start from campaign. Now is the president, head of the state. He need to implement whatever he promised to the people. We don't need him to come to national television and start giving so much lies because this guy is so eloquent. I heard people saying so, and he speak nice, but the actual thing on the ground, Kenyans are tired of him. Kenyans don't need someone like him. We don't need such person to be president. If he cannot transform now, the people will make him transform maybe coming election. So Mr. Ruto should behave like the president, not a presidential candidate.
Okay, I know, but like,
I don't
who
know.
should who should give him the facts? Because like he has the system, especially the staff, who should kind of like give him the information that is correct. Maybe somebody is not giving the president good information or correct information. What I want to know
No,
that.
I wouldn't buy that.
Yeah.
There are so many people who are being paid by tax money. The money that has been collected from the people. There are people who are employed to give him the right information. But I think he decides that he wants to take what he wants to take. But again, even if you follow the previous government where he was the deputy, when they were campaigning with His Excellency, the former president, remember among the things that Jubilee never really delivered, things to do with Cameroon, in 6 months' time, we will have a stadium in Cameroon in 6 months' time. I think he chooses a word that to him he thinks will resonate with the people, but he doesn't follow up to see whether those things were actualized. He just speak to make the people happy. He just speak to make the people think that he's the right person. He gives people hope, but deep down he preaches is like a preacher who preaches that people should not take wine, but then it takes a lot of wine. So those are two different things. He's simply a
Okay.
liar. That's how
Okay.
you describe him.
Okay, but as I told you earlier, when you look at the international wise, international politics, lying is one of the strategies that politicians usually use to do their politics, because if you don't use it as a tool, sometimes it's a strategy when it comes to politics. So but it depends on to what extent would you lie. Yeah, so that is there. So before even like because I see like our time is kind of running out, there's this war in Jubilee that is not ending anytime soon. We have the Kanini Kega, Sabina Chege, and we have Jeremiah Kioni. As you remember, yesterday Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege had a meeting with some elected officials, and the same time they were having that the same week, I think Pauline Joroge was also talking to some leaders of Jubilee, and she was telling them categorically that, okay, you need to be in Jubilee because Jubilee will be our liberation party. It is a party for Mount Kenya, But when you see Pauline Joroge is very, very close to former President, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And as you look at the politics of Central Kenya, like because like the rating of the president actually has really gone down in Central Kenya, and I think this was the best time for Jubilee government, the Jubilee party, to revamp themselves and like make sure that all the Mount Kenya are in the party and make it strong. Yet they are fighting. What is going on?
I think the fight in Jubilee, I can say that Jeremiah, the Kioni faction, and the and Kega. All of them, lost in the previous election. Sabina lost, Kega lost, Kioni lost. So right now, the people who are in Mount Kenya, MPs, are from UDA party. And the president party is strong in Mount Kenya. And the people from Mountain, they fall into Ruto's trap. Let them live with that fact. They were lied to, and now they don't have the political party that defines them as Mount Kenyan people. Because UDA defined the Kalenjin nation, just like ODM, Luo nation, Wiper, Kamba nation. So Mount Kenya, after the election, they realized that we don't have any of our political party. Now these two guys, they're struggling to have a Mount Kenya political party, but I don't see them achieving anything because right now you can underrate DP, President William Ruto. Do not underrate him that he has lost ground in Mount Kenya. Kenya's politics are tribal based. He can lose ground right now because of one, two, three. But when it comes to elections at voting day, each and every person usually vote based on who is there. The tribe, if their leader from the tribe is there, they will vote for him. So the problem in Jubilee is caused that Mount Kenyan people have seen that actually we were lied to. We don't have any political party because UDA is a Kalenjin party. Now, how can we have our party? So, with the input of former President Uhuru Kenyatta pushing Pauline Njoroge, Pauline Njoroge is a close ally to former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Actually, most of Uhuru Kenyatta, even right now, when Uhuru Kenyatta want to go outside the country, he usually travel with Pauline Njoroge. Even he's in the office of the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. The likes of Pauline Njoroge are the one who are in those offices. So Pauline Njoroge might be a force from former President Uhuru Kenyatta, so that they want to realize the Mount Kenya party. So even if they want to form coalition in future with a political party, so Mount Kenya will have their political party. Mount Kenya is a huge nation. They can't be led by a political party from another tribe. So I think that they're just trying to realigning themselves as the people from Mountain.
Makobura, what do you say about the Jubilee wrangles and Mount Kenya politics? Are you muted? You are muted.
First about the Mount Kenya politics, allow me to say that there's a political void when it comes to a political party that is active in the Mount Kenya region. And UDA, the truth of the matter is, it is, would say UDA is a Rift Valley party, especially for the Kalenjin nation. That was even confirmed to us by the Governor of Nyeri, His Excellency Kahega. He was saying that how comes Nyeri is the central part of the central Kenya, and a Jubilee party having its, a UDA party having its office there should be one that is having a strategic, it should be looked as a strategic office that is the central part of the Mount Kenya. And I remember he complained that even tea was not being served in that office. And McHugh, he says that they pay a lot of money. Him as a governor, he says that the money that he pays to the UDA party can buy tea and maybe lunch and maybe supper for the people who are working in the UDA office in Nyeri for the whole year. So that tells you that there's a problem. UDA is a political party that is from another place or another region. That is the fact of the matter, because Kenyan politics is tribal. And that also confirms the fact that as much as they are in UDA now, there's a faction or there's a belief or thinking that they should also get their own party. Because remember again, the governor of Nyeri is a close ally to the deputy president. Again, to talk about the Jubilee politics, Jubilee was a party that was started by His Excellency, the former president, together with the DP. But the former was actually the leader of the party. So, majority of people who are still in Jubilee from the Mount Kenya region are failures. There are people who are never re-elected to the parliament, and so it is normal. Once you're not, you are a member of parliament, and then you don't get into parliament again. You will always try to realign yourself, and then try to think about the next election. So, and we should also accept the fact that so many people are afraid of being at the cold. So
Mm-hmm.
the likes of Kanini Kega, Sabina Chege, former Nyeri Town MP, they're simply feeling the cold, and so they're trying to get closer to the president, so that maybe one way or another they might get some tenders, so that they may also be financially stable. But again, the side or the allies of the president, they're also trying to wanavuruta upande yao. They're also saying, no, this is our party. Let us get it back and strengthen it. So Jubilee, we should expect more. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the fights are still going to continue. Remember, we've had this issue in the court, and the court has not been very very clear on this issue. I think that is why there's been vuta ni kuvute hapa na pale.
Okay, before we wind up, I think you saw what happened in Garissa. I think it was in the news yesterday about the flood victims in Garissa, whereby they are complaining bitterly that the relief food that was supposed to be distributed to them, no, they've never received that food. 30 lorries came there and immediately DP left. That's how the food left. So they've not received any aid, um, even despite the fact that they had like a photo with the deputy president. And this one, I think maybe you can weigh in. How could a leader, because like if the food that was meant for the flood victims cannot go to them, who is having those food? Who is keeping them? And does president
Uh,
is aware of that?
uh, okay, about the Garissa food, it has been in news that Garissa residents raised some concerns after failing to receive relief food and supplies distributed by the deputy president. And it is also being said that I remember Gachagua in early December he released foods and supplies to support over 20,000 families who were affected by the ongoing rains. So uh, we are being told that the county government officials from Garissa they have started they had actually launched investigation to track down the missing supplies
Mm-hmm.
after hungry residents from Garissa who believed or thought that they were this food and the supplies are going to help them in one way or another. Remember, these people are really starving. They have nothing to eat.
Mm-hmm.
They have no homes. And I remember I also watched some of them. They were really shocked that a whole deputy president would do that, would release foods, and then with the expectations, them not receiving food. It was not a good show. But again, there was a member of parliament from Garissa, I think. I can't remember his name, but he's a member of parliament for Laima constituency. It's called Protas Akuja.
Mm-hmm.
Protas Akuja was saying that last month the relief food was seen being packed up in someone's wholesale shop. So yeah, it
Okay.
is so unfortunate for
Mm.
a group of people to do such kind of thing, because remember, these are food that was going to touch lives. This is food that were going to save life. These were blankets that were going to make to be used by people so that their lives would be safe. It is so unfortunate for people to divert such foods that are really going to touch. Those are basic needs to people. Due to the fact that there was a natural calamity, they were being helped. There are also Kenyans paying tax, and then someone comes from nowhere. It's so unfortunate. As a people, as the people of Kenya, we should try to be brothers keepers. When we see anything, when we see our neighbor struggling, we should always try to get there and help them. When we see people who are trying to mismanage public resources, we should always speak out. When we see people who are trying to pack food that has been sent to as a relief to help the people who are dying, the people who have been the people who are going hungry because of natural calamities, they take it is so unfortunate. We should always speak out to such, and again, that way will help the country.
Okay, Mikuda, maybe just say on the Garissa.
I will have a different perspective about the Garissa. Me, I think there was no food. Gachagua did not produce any food. I think this was a propaganda tool used by Gachagua. You know, Gachagua was
But
a deal
remember,
during.
remember,
No,
remember
let me
Migura.
just let me finish. I've not finished, so you can't know what I'm going to say. Just allow me to finish first. You know, Gachagua worked under Moi as a deal. So he thinks that currently we are still in those eras whereby they could go to Garissa with Moi. They say that we have given those people food. They come back and KBC channel could view to the people, and people could not for people to of Nyanza to realize that foods were given to Garissa. It will take many even months. But now we have social media. The world is global village. The moment you do a thing, we'll all know. You know, Gachagua is a propagandist. You know, this guy, during the Nazi regime in Germany, there was a chief propagandist who said that the more a lie is said, people believe it. So Gachagua should just stop playing politics, the lives of the people. He should just stop playing this. They should stop this politics of playing with the lives of people. Because the same Gachagua lied to the public that he gave the county government money during the El Nino period. But the council governors confirmed that there was no money given to them. So this is the same person again going to Garissa with as another propaganda tool for political gain that is distributing food. Because if at all you are saying those food disappeared, where those food? There was no food. Gachagua is a deputy president with all instrument of power at his disposal. He can trace those food. So I think this is a political tool that Gachagua need to stop playing
Oh,
Allow me to say this.
yeah,
hadi
say
cheza na maisha ya watu.
comment before we wind up, Mr. Bura.
Yeah, allow me to say this. I agree with Megoda, yes. But remember, this food, the deputy president himself was seen standing, and there are photos to confirm that, in the same ground, uh, distributing this food. So we wouldn't really say that he never did. The truth of the matter is he did, and there were several lorries actually from the sources we are from the
Yeah,
sources
they're
and the
saying that it say like there were like around 30.
30 lorries, yeah.
Mhm.
So if this food never reached the people, then the deputy president with his powers, he should tell the people of Kenya, because under his watch he did distribute. So as the deputy, he has the power to ask the county commissioner and everybody to follow up so that they give us the right information. And suppose, or should they not follow or give us the right information, then we as the people would simply say that maybe he knows. Maybe he knows. Him being the second powerful person, why would he let people suppose we say that he didn't know, but why would he let people to do such kind of things in his presence as a deputy president? So it could be that the deputy president also knows something in all this. He should come out and tell the people of Kenya, and also assure the people of Kenya that such kind of things shall not happen under his watch.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking your time to be in the show. And maybe if I can last comment on the Garisha issue is, it requires the humanity. It shows the humanity in you. If you are this kind of leader, maybe if the sources say the way you are saying, like they were seeing packed somewhere for a resale in a certain store, maybe you want to sell them back. What kind of human being are you? And you go home to your family and sit pretty well, enjoy your meal with your family, knowing very well that you've denied some Kenyans what is rightfully for them. It I don't think that it can disturb your conscience. What does your conscience tell you? Even if you sit there, your family are enjoying together with your wife, yet there's a mother somewhere missing out just because of your action, just because you want to be rich. So I think that is something that humanity, or that being, we call it that being in you, should raise some concern and make you think like a human being. We don't want to reach a place whereby like animals can think better than us, that they know if I have something I can share with my colleagues, yet we are human being believed to be very intelligent animal on earth. So it doesn't make sense. So to our viewers, thank you so much. And for next year, we are planning to bring many guests from different part of the countries, and they will help us to share with us about their leadership and what they're planning to do for our country. Makobura, may you have a good Christmas, and Miguda, may you have a good Christmas. And to our viewers, may you have Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We will see you next year, same place, same time. Thank you so much.